guys, Tuva here. It is Thursday the 11th of August and we are waxing moon in Aquarius. Now Aquarius is a sign which will make you feel that you want to be charitable and help others and maybe do little bits and pieces for those in need. When something is waxing, it is growing. So if you have an emotion, it will grow. So if you want to go out and help someone, you will have that influence of Aquarius in that. Again, look at the things that you have going on around you. Is there something you like doing that's a hobby that maybe you could put a little bit more effort into, and that might prosper you in some way? So we're going to leave it there and go on into the reading. Now I'm excited today because last night while I was resting, I had a message from the gods to show 3 of the gods and for you to pick one of them, the one that you're drawn to the most. And I'll leave the timestamp below. We're going to look at number 1, Odin. I'm going to get a little handful and I'm just going to place them on the table, and I'm just going to go like this. Okay, so now we know that that's the statue. I'm going to put him over there. I'm going to put these here, and I'm going to take the ones that are turned over here in one little pile, and these here. Ingwas is the rune of peace and harmony. So is this something that you're longing for in your life? A little bit of peace and harmony. Because on your spiritual path you may feel a little bit isolated, but you have stuff that's going on in you that is festering and wanting to bubble and come to the surface. And if you look at the rune itself, it's love of oneself. You've got 2 gibos in this rune as well. If you look, you've got the 2 crosses that are joined together. So I always consider that as love of oneself. If you also look, you have a diamond in the middle, which is representing that inner force, that power within. And that is what it is that you are looking towards, that burning inspiration that's within you. You're thinking, how can I grow spiritually? How can I do these things spiritually? I need someone to tell me how. It's within you guys. It's there already. It's there for the taking, but you have to be prepared to let go of conventional things, thoughts, books, all that, and go within. And the best way to do that is to spend time alone for 10 minutes a day where you can just be you, be quiet, and in that quietness you will grow, you will get ideas, you will get the thoughts that come to aid you. Odin comes in this reading to show you the way, but not give you the way. You have to find your way. Now let's go on to Berkana, the rune of growth and fertility, which means whatever you are starting here is going to grow, it's going to be fertile. So any ideas you get at this precise moment will bear out, will grow, will get what you're looking for, it will become, it will be thought. And I always say, thought made word made deed. Is very magical words, because what you think can manifest, but you have to believe in it. And that is what I'm going to say here. You need to believe in yourselves. Now these ones that are turned over are just a sort of could be, because they're not really normally red, but I'm going to turn them over just to get an idea of what could be. And again, I feel this is you could stagnate in your thoughts, Issa. You could stand back too long before doing what you want to do. And then you've got Soilo, which is growth, but growth in a different way, revealing things to you, but again you've stood still. And also Perthro, the rune of chance and mystery? Is it the fact that you are not prepared to take that risk, that chance to move into these fields? Could well be, but I wouldn't take this as Jen. I would take this as Jen. At the moment, you are thinking too hard. You need to be doing, and this is clarifying that it will grow, it will there. So there I'm going to leave rune reading number 1, and we'll go into number 2, which was Freyja. And again, I'm going to take out a small handful, and we're going to move her. Now you've seen her, I'm going to move her out the way. This is the main one. This would be the rune of necessity. So at the moment, I feel everything that's going on around you guys is a necessity. It's what you have to do to get by, to get through. Also, there are needs and wants that you really do want. You know, you don't want to be deprived. You don't want to be stuck in a rut. You are getting exactly what you need right now, and you have to remember that in life there's the mundane and there's the spiritual, and then there's us. It's a bit like above, below and Midgard. You are standing in Midgard. What you really want is above. What you have to deal with is probably below. And so we need to get that balance. But it's also telling you that you are getting exactly what you need right now to make the best progress on your spiritual path. So maybe things have been a little bit chaotic and you've had to put things on the back burner as such, but if something's simmering on the back burner, it's available to you. And you've got to remember that when you fit things in, it's not quantity, it's quality. So if you're only meditating once a week, if it's a good meditation and you're getting a lot from it, then it's better than doing a half-hearted quick job because you feel you've got to. Your spirituality is about quantity and quality, but if you can't do quantity, then quality comes first. Accept your past, the things people will say to you, oh, this is a 1 minute wonder. You always take up something and then you give it up after a while because you get fed up with having to keep doing things. You do what you want. It's your spiritual path, and don't let people put you off, okay? Your future is a dream. Your present is now, and you need to deal with your present. So spirituality wise, and I say that because Freyja is the goddess of magic, of mysteries, the wisdom and the love, and love to oneself is very important. So don't be hard on yourselves, guys, because your spirituality is you. It's about you. No one can judge you for your spirituality. And let's go on to the ones again. These are overturned, but they're a what could be. Again, stagnating. You feel worried because you stagnated for so long. Don't be bothered by that, because that also means that you've taken time out for your own benefit, and that can aid you. Now we have Hagalaz as well, and that, as I've always said, reminds me so much of you holding 2 pillars up to stop yourself from falling. It might be disruption, but it could be a good disruption. So you've stagnated for so long, and this is telling you to get on with it. And this is saying do what you can and your spirituality will grow. You just have to be understanding of your life situation at this precise time. And there I'm going to leave reading number 2. I'm going to go now into reading number 3. It's Ran, as you can see her there. And yes, could be an emotional one, this one, guys. There we go. So I'm going to put that one to one side. Just a small handful again. We don't want the same ones as before. There we go. Right, okay. So we have Rado, and again we have Isa. Now I feel with Isa, it's about sitting on something, watching something that's going on in your life or somebody else's life. You're thinking about something and you've been sitting on this idea for a long time. But Rado comes to tell you, you're going on that journey, whatever it is, that journey. And that's why we have Ran, sea. She is sea goddess. Now, we're talking about a journey over water or a journey of emotion. Two different ways of looking at it. It could be that you've been sitting on the idea of going somewhere abroad, or you're sitting on an emotional event that is been worrying you. And we need to look further into this. It's not just about standing still, being cold, lack of change, stagnation, but also strong binding bridge across danger. So maybe you've been worried about a dangerous situation, but this is telling you that you can travel on. Could be that you're going through a period of non-action, so you're not been dealing with things and you've got yourself into a bit of a rut. But you must not be afraid to show your feelings, okay? So crossing the water will be beneficial. Now this is an emotional thing. Things appear to be at a standstill. Don't abandon the goals and the opportunities, but reaffirm them. This is a time of getting ready for this. And so things will change as surely as winter turns into summer. Again, Rado, the journey. The journey is within, and I really do feel that. You need to recognise that everything comes in a cycle, and cycles are very important to the earth, the way everything is done on the earth. Embrace this time that you're going through, in the hardship, because it will be easier to deal with. Challenges bring equal and opposite rewards, and what I mean by that is, if we sit on something too long, we lose that opportunity. But if we deal with that after sitting back on it for a while, we will be able to progress forwards and see our outcome. Now these two that were turned over, I just need to see what they are. And we have strength, and we have Zeus, we have Odin's rune. So he has something to say on this. You need that strength. Are you looking after yourself? Are you keeping yourself emotionally and physically well? Because sometimes when we get stressed, our diet goes up the spout, we don't look after ourselves. And what he's also saying is lack of communication. You know, at the end of the day, are you communicating your feelings to the ones that you need to? Do they really know how you feel? And the strength comes in through your conviction, through your knowledge of where you're at. I'm going to leave the reading there, because obviously these are short readings, but I would say don't sit back too long. See where the journey takes you, but use that strength. And communication with others is very important. Okay guys, that's the last of the 3 readings today, and I'm going to leave it there. So wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Falang.